Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks pregame show presented by Coors Light. I'm Jay Zawoski with Greg Boyson and Mario Tirabassi.
Hello.
Nate's here. Sarah's here. She's babysitting Nate. Nate no longer needs babysitting. Go out, Sarah. Go have fun. Nate's killing it. We are going to hear from Luke Richardson. We're going to hear from Nick Foligno. We got a lot of stuff to come before the Hawks and the Ducks drop the puck at 7 o'clock. Do us a favor. If you're annoyed about the Bears game, smash that like button for us.
If you want Matt Eberflus fired, smash that like button.
Yes, exactly right. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube page as well. No podcast, but, later there will be. So make sure you're following us on there too. We are less than 24 hours removed from the last Hawks game. So there's not a ton different to get to. The lineups are the same.
About 24 hours. Because it was a 3 o'clock start.
When it ended. Around 6, probably.
Yeah, so 24 hours.
Seems like a good thing to waste time on.
It's a pregame show.
So before we get to Luke and the new lines and everything, Nate was going back and listening to last night's stuff and had found some good Nick Foligno content from after the win over the Kings. So we're going to share that first. Then you'll hear from Luke Richardson, and we'll give you the updated, non-updated lines.
You guys have had so many close losses to finally kind of rally and get a win. Is that nice to see?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the way we want to draw it up, but I think we got the result, which is what we've been talking about, right? So we obviously know we can play better and need to play better, but to find a way to come back in this game and get it done is a testament to the guys in here. And honestly, probably the hockey gods, too. We probably deserved to win in San Jose and didn't. Here we probably didn't, but we got the win, and that's a great testament to the group. So I'm pleased with it because we need these points right now.
What changed in the third for you guys?
I just think we started to settle into our game and realize, they come out with such a push here. They try to physically take over the game, and I thought we pushed back, and then I think our legs started to come underneath us, and then we started to make plays, and I think that was the big thing, too. We weren't just allowing their pressure to take over. We kind of got through some of their pressure and were able to make some moves and plays, and now we have speed coming at them, and we're able to obviously make some really good plays, and then at the end, it's just a great play to keep it in, and Dono's heads up. He's been playing unbelievable for us, and heads up to see Bert, and Bert's around the net where he's going to help us the most, and it's a testament to the guys. And we don't practice shootouts much, but holy that was a nice goal by our team. So I was pretty pumped.
What did you guys talk about at the intermission before that?
Just getting physically engaged and emotionally engaged. I think we talk about you can't play this game without being emotionally engaged, and I think they were ready to go and we weren't, and we kind of tiptoed in. And I think once guys got emotionally engaged in the game is when we started to get our game and start playing the way we need to play. And it wasn't perfect, but that's okay. We're looking for results right now. It matters to know how to win and to find ways to win. You're not going to play your best every night, but if you can find a way to win, you're growing as a group, and we'll rectify our game plan and our game play tomorrow and hopefully come with a better game that allows us to sustain that all game long.
What are you seeing from Rifle where things are opening?
He just wants the puck now, right? Like you see him, he's dicing through, and he's still got to understand the certain pressures of when he can do it. But man, he's dangerous when he does, right? He's so slippery, so fast, and makes a great play to Smitty. And if he can keep bringing that, it's a huge boost to our team.
What do you see in your goal?
I just that they kind of left the middle open for me. So I don't know if they thought I was Nick from 10 years ago, but felt like it after. But yeah, just you take what they're giving you, right? That's what I'm talking about. We had more time with the puck, and instead of just maybe chipping it in, I realized, okay, I got some time and space here, and nobody really came to me. I was able to use the D as a screen, and luckily got through them. And I'm happy it kind of got us going, and it's a testament to the guys that finished the job.
There's our old pal Nick Foligno. That from last night, right after the game. And, his bigger point is correct that we needed to find a way to win, and we did, and these are good lessons to have. But I still just can't help but get stuck on the fact that, once again, it took him 45 minutes to start playing the game.
Yeah, I that that was less than ideal. But I think now being 24 hours removed from the game, I'm a little bit more okay with being like, yeah, I mean, that they had a tough matchup against a tough Kings team. But I put a little bit more weight than I think I did last night about the fact that they did find a way to fight back in the third period and kind of get on their game and force overtime late in the third period, and find a way to, get through overtime and win in the shootout and get 2 points out of it. I mean, this is still a Blackhawks team that is going to be outmatched most nights. Not as much as they were last year, but still most nights, I think on paper, they're going to be outmatched. But I think seeing the way that they played at the end of the Sharks game and the way they played at the end of last night's game, with getting the result last night, that is a good building block moving forward. And hopefully they take that lesson into the beginning of this game and they say, hey, let's play with some urgency right away. Jump on a Ducks team that we're pretty evenly matched with, maybe even favored. If you ask someone outside of Chicago, who would you favor in a Ducks Blackhawks matchup? Maybe half of the people you say would say Blackhawks, maybe a little bit more. But I think if you play with some urgency right away, this is a team that you can get out ahead of, play with a lead, and build off of that.
That would be a good start. Would be a good start to good starts.
Yeah,
It sure would.
jump on this team early because the Ducks, when you look at their rankings of their team stats early on here in the season, it's bad. They are 32nd in the league in goals for games.
That's last.
2 goals a game. Yes, that is last.
There's 32 teams, everybody.
They are also 32nd last in
last.
shots allowed per game.
That's a lot of shots.
35.7 shots they allow per game. They
a
are
lot of shots.
they are dead last in
32nd.
face-off percentage.
Aha.
41.7%,
Wow.
which is 4% less than the Hawks, and the Hawks are awful.
Yeah.
And they win 4% less.
Mm.
They have the 29th ranked power play unit. They're not a good team. They're 29th in shots on goal per game for them.
This
Just 26.4. The only reason they have 10 points is Lucas Dostal, their goalie. Their awesome goalie who has a 945 save percentage and a 1.99 GAA on the season. That is the only reason that they have one more point than the Blacks.
In how many games?
8.
My God.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
been the
jeez.
best goalie in the NHL.
That's incredible.
Which made that Sidney Crosby goal the other night even more
Yeah.
impressive because it came against literally the best goalie in the NHL right now.
Wow.
Yeah, Lucas Dostal is a guy that they've been high on for years, and he's paying off dividends
Yeah, he's a
because
young guy.
without him, they would have James Reimer, and they would be the Sharks South and have 0 wins on the season.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's this is a game the Hawks need to win. Go out and get 2 goals in the
Yes.
first period, and then
you need a win.
yeah, go out and do it. Come home with 6 points on a 5-game road trip. Everybody will feel really good about that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. All right, let's hear from Luke Richardson, then we'll share the lines before we get to all the other fun stuff we do on the show. Here's Luke Richardson, courtesy of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Söderblom starting in net, and other than that, same lineup up front.
How do you, with Reichel, obviously he's shown a surge here. How does he maintain this, or what, maybe get over the hump where it's more consistent?
I don't know. I think it's been like 3, 4, 5 games in a row. So to me, that's that's becoming consistent. But maintaining is a good word, and that's just up to the player to do that. Feel confident, and he should. And I think we see it in his play. And really, there's no reason to take a step back and relax. It's a tough league, and I think he's realized that. So hopefully this is something sustainable for him.
Are you at all surprised that, for it to happen after training camp and even after the season, it seemed like if it was going to happen, maybe even happen earlier?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It just happens for different guys in different ways, and he's had a couple ups and downs, and shown where he's made progression and sometimes young guys just take the foot off a little bit, and they think they've made it, but every day you got to make it. So I think he's learned that, and he's starting to show that. And I think playing with two bigger veterans, that helps too.
You guys haven't had the shootout forever. Have you decided that lineup in advance?
We have a list, and then we kind of look at it again at the end of the second period, and then even at the end of the game because of our third period. And we just thought that was a good way to go on percentages from the past, and then a little feel from the game.
Did you talk to Donato about that move he made? Did you know he had it in the arsenal?
Yeah, we thought he was shooting. So when he started stick handling Deacon, we were like, I think he's a shooter. But it was a great deke, and the ice was a little rough at the end of the game. So a lot of the guys had success shooting. So maybe he surprised the goalie with something different.
Would it be significant to come out of this road trip over 500? Or?
Yeah, I think so. Like, we want to be over 500 always, and I think we've played where we had opportunities to be. It just hasn't happened. So this is another opportunity to do that, and I think we want to take steps forward. This would be one of those steps.
Last year, the road was such a terrible place at times. Can you notice a difference even? Like, is that significant that you guys are winning these early games on the road?
Yeah, and I think even after the second period, the coaching staff went in, hey, it's 2-0 and on the road. It's not a bad position, and we have confidence in our team, and I think the players really did, and that's the exciting part, and the way they played in the third period. Obviously, we can't start games like that and rely on goaltending for 40 minutes, so we got to learn from that, but I do like the end of the game, so we got to make sure we take that and become more consistent as a team. But I think that's shows a sign of the bigger veteran group in there that really takes a hold of that.
You've had a stretch of games where the penalty kill has given up goals. Is there anything to look at there?
Yeah, we definitely we haven't a lot of practice time lately. That's really no excuse. I think sometimes we make a little bit of an alteration depending on the team that we're playing and what they're doing. But I think it's more about us right now, and I think winning battles. And I thought, unfortunately, we've given up some of the early ones, but I think we've locked it down later in the game. Like yesterday, and I think we had two big kills after the first one. So really, it's come up at certain times in a big way. But we got to definitely try and win the special teams. And if we can't win them, especially on the road, we got to be even somehow. So that's up to us to work on that and get better.
Luke Richardson saying all the right stuff. The mindset is sound. The thought process is sound. It's just up to these guys to do it and to play 60 minutes. And like you said, Greg, like, this is one you have to win. This is one where I know we said it against San Jose and they didn't, but they did everything pretty much right in that San Jose game. When the smoke clears and you kind of zoom out and look at it, it's always difficult to come on a post-game show and be of total clear mind because you're frustrated with the outcome and all those sort of things. But when you look at what the Hawks actually did in that game, they controlled it for the vast majority. So do it again tonight. And hopefully you come away with 2 points. Because the frustrating thing is, it's like being a parent. It's like, I don't mind if you're trying your hardest and you fail. It's when you're not trying that I get frustrated.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And that's why I think a lot of the games that we've seen this year and some of the periods we've seen this year have been aggravating to watch as Hawks fans.
Yeah, it gets frustrating when the team is capable of, like, controlling an entire period of possession and getting effective offensive play when they play simple, and then they go out and they try and overcomplicate things, and they're fumbling passes and they're overpassing, and they're losing puck possession on zone entries, trying to get too cute with things. Like, that's when it gets frustrating, because it's just like you see the simple things going right. You just want them to just learn from those things going right, that, like, if you keep doing that, it's going to continue to build positive momentum. So yeah, tonight I just want them to get off to a fast start. Again, like, this is a team that it's hard to chase the game for them. So if you are playing with the lead, you're in a much better position. It's a crazy thing to say in sports. When you're leading a game, you're in a good spot, but, like, this team still isn't built to chase a game for 60 minutes. Like, get out to a lead and build some confidence.
Yep. All right, we have to hit the break zone here. But first, we have to choose who will light the lamp, presented by our friends at Coors Light. And we have tried logic. We have tried numbers. We have tried everything. And it doesn't seem to ever work out. So tonight we decided, Greg?
The hell with it. Nolan Allen, first NHL goal.
Let's go. Nolan Allen is our pick to click, presented by Coors Light.
He's on a heater. He's got 3 points in his last 5 games.
Yeah, he looks good.
Get that
He's
goal
playing
tonight.
well. All right. And now that we've lit the lamp, we can tell you about our friends at Coors Light. Folks, hold on to your butts. It's going to be a wild week ahead. Lots of reasons to be stressed out, not just on the ice or on the football field or on the basketball court, but all around the country. So you're going to be looking for opportunities to choose chill. I think I might just tune out for 3 or 4 days. When I do, I will have a nice cold Coors Light by my side. It is the perfect choice when you are choosing chill, which is, again, very, very important in these upcoming days. When those mountains turn blue on your Coors Light bottle or can, it's as cold as the Rockies. So when you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Make the most out of the times that you choose to chill. There it is. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO Hockey. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Clock here threw me off. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. We haven't set our clock back yet. Well, it took us 2 years to get it to actually sync to official time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll get the time change just in time for spring forward.
Yeah.
Just
in
don't
time.
change it.
Yeah.
It'll eventually go back
Just
there.
put like a -1 sign on there.
-1.
Yeah.
This is a big game for the Hawks tonight, because they win tonight. They jump over 2 teams in the Central Division standings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They will jump ahead of both the Nashville Predators and Colorado Avalanche.
Just as we all predicted.
Just like we all
How
thought.
about that?
And they would be only 2 points out of a wild card spot. Watch
Yep.
out.
Hey,
That's kind of been.
that's not 4 points out of a playoff
No, that's
spot.
2.
It's just
That's
2.
just 2.
That's less than 4.
That's kind of like, I know this season, not many people thought the Blackhawks were going to be a playoff team, but it's just like you think back on these 12 games and you could have won. You know, you were in it 11 of the 12 games, mate.
Should have beat
If you-
Winnipeg. Should have beat.
Yeah, you
San Jose,
hang on to
right.
that Winnipeg game. You get a goal in the San Jose. You know, Nick Foligno doesn't tip Seth Jones's game-tying goal. Why? Like,
Mhm.
one less mistake and one more play in 5 or 6 games, and you're talking about a team that's got 14 points right now. I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy. As
They-
frustrated as we've been,
They've been in there.
and as mad as we've gotten at this team, it's like they are just a couple. This is why hockey is the silliest sport, because they're just a couple of plays away from being where Utah is right now. So you know, I think just from a mental aspect, winning that game last night in Los Angeles, and then if you can come out today and beat the Ducks, and you come home with back-to-back wins, something you did 3 times last year. 3 times. You come home, you're feeling good about yourself. You won 3 out of 5 games on a tough road trip. You don't look at the standings and see yourself at the bottom anymore.
At the very bottom.
You're
right.
just, that's got to be good for the mental aspect. And as we know, the mental aspect of this game is a
It's
big
huge.
part
Yeah.
of it.
Well, I think it's part of why
Playing-
you've seen slow starts.
Yeah.
Is there?
Playing with confidence. Like,
Yes.
Look what it's done for Lucas Reichel. Look what it's done for Alex Vlasic. Like, these guys are the most confident guys on it. Look what it's done the last week for Ryan Donato.
Mhm.
Like, get the whole team playing with some confidence, and just roll with it.
The Donato example is really good because if he's not on the heater he's on, I don't think there's any way in hell he tries that shootout move.
No.
Right? If he's not
He's
feeling
probably not
totally
even on.
He's
confident-
probably not
He's
even
probably
out
not in the shootout
Yeah,
lineup.
right.
Yeah.
I
That's a good
definitely
point.
don't pick him third.
No, I wouldn't either. But then, like Luke said, you see him make that move, you're like, oh god, what's
That's
happening? And it works. It
nice.
is. I know it is a. It's a cliche. There's a reason it's a cliche. There's a reason that every athlete, every coach, every GM talks about confidence being a major factor, and like that explains to me if I'm looking for, because look, you go through this locker room and you look at and say, who doesn't care? There's no one on this team that doesn't care.
No.
There's no one on this team that's not trying hard.
Right.
I think it's okay, they're too willing sometimes to go feel out the game and see how it's going to go instead of just dictating.
Yeah.
Show the other team how the game's going to go.
It seems like they're worried about making a mistake in that first period that's going to put them behind instead of going and forcing the other team to make that mistake.
Which inevitably will make you make a mistake. But that's what Foligno said is the Kings came out and tried to physically impose themselves in the game, and then we had to respond to that. And then we had to respond to the way they were defending us. Like, start dictating it instead.
Yeah.
Start pushing the envelope.
This is an opportunity tonight for them to do that. And yeah, I mean, to the point of, looking at the way this team has played this year, they're -6 in goal differential in a season where they've lost 7 games, 8 games in total. So like you're in every game. I think, without looking at it off the top of my head, I would say 6 of their 7 games that they lost in regulation included an empty net goal. So you're talking about pretty much almost every loss has been you're within one late in the game. Like they're in these games. So all what we were saying through the off season and through the summer, especially after the free agency period and everything, like this team is going to be way more competitive than they were. It's going to be way easier to watch these games. If you're able to watch them, it's going to be more easier to stomach watching them. And, I was looking through some of the stats this morning. At JFresh Hockey posted them this morning. 5v5 expected goals differential this year for the Blackhawks. There are 19 teams that are a 50-50 split in expected goals or better this year. Blackhawks are 16th at 51.3% at 5v5 for expected goals percentage. The Ducks this year, 32nd. Again, that's dead last at 30. Let me zoom in. 9%. So this is a team that at 5v5 you should be, knock on wood, should be able to control the majority of the game and really make the most of it. You can if you get home winning 2 in a row, like you said, like not in the basement of the league, not in the basement of the Central Division. You get home, you probably get tomorrow off of practice. You get back on the ice Tuesday, then you get a home game Wednesday night against the Detroit. Going to be a good energy in the building. That should breed some confidence for these guys.
We got a bunch of people watching, not a lot of likes, so please do us a favor. First of all, we appreciate you being here with us on your Sunday night on the pregame show. So please hit that like button for us. Get in that habit. It's really, really helpful. And if you've not already, please subscribe to our YouTube page. You may have noticed how we've not mentioned our takeover yet. It's sold out. Our takeover sold out in 24 hours.
Fast.
Nicely done.
When we say act fast, it's not not for S's and giggles. It's for real.
So we look forward to seeing everybody out there a week from today for Hawks and Wild, and we're going to do the pregame meetup thing at Fifth Third with the pregame skate and the buffet and the tour and all that stuff. So if you missed out, maybe you want to become a diehard now and take advantage of our limited time, very limited time.
We just
$48 for the whole year. Yes, to become a diehard. Do it now. You are running out of time to take advantage of that deal. The people that signed up to become diehards just for our takeover, they get the free shirt. That's $30. They get $15 off their ticket. That pretty much covers it. That pretty much covers the yearly fee at that discounted rate. So jump on it. You still get access to our members-only Discord. You still get access to all of our merch, 20% off. All of our events, cheaper, everything. It totally works. It's totally worth it. And it helps keep us going, which is very, very important. All right, here are the lines for tonight's game before we play Who's Your Hawk. Bedard centering Kurashev and Donato. Foligno centering Hall and Bertuzzi. Dickinson centering Mikheyev and Teravainen, and Reichel centering Maroon and Smith. Your D pairs are Kaiser and Jones, Vlasic and Murphy, Allen and Phillips with Söderblom in goal. He's been good this year too.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Limited time, but he's been better than I think most people expected him based off of how he performed last year. So this is a good opportunity to get him in against a Ducks team, and that again we keep saying I feel like we don't want to overstate how the Blackhawks should be able to control this game and should be able to play better against the Ducks, given how the Sharks game went. But this, again, all signs point to this being a good game for Söderblom to get in.
Yep.
Hopefully play well. Continue to build his confidence. I know people are asking in the chat what's going on with Laurent Brossoit. I think once they get back from this road trip, that we'll get some updates on him, and he should be. I mean, he's outside of the initial window that they gave for his recovery timeline.
It's like COVID, 2 weeks.
So he should be ready to go. So maybe this is Arvid Söderblom's last game. I don't know, but a good opportunity for him to get in there and play with some confidence.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because if he's ready to go coming this week, that means he's going to likely play Thursday in Dallas. I mean, because the Hawks have back-to-backs. It is so dumb, the schedule, that both times they go to Dallas, it's the second half of a back-to-back night and they travel in. They just did that like 2 weeks to start this trip.
Yeah.
And then they do it again next week. It's like, oh, great. Not only do we have to play the best team in our division, but we have to go in there traveling after playing at home the night before. But whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Söderblom, as we mentioned earlier, last in the league in scoring, the Ducks. Third to last in shots on goal. Third to last on power play. This is a team you play your backup goalie against. So, yeah.
I'm going to keep knocking on wood. Just
go out.
We're not setting ourselves up here.
Go out and Söderblom's been all right. He hasn't played in game action since the 19th. That Buffalo game was the last time we saw him, so maybe there'll be a little bit of rust. But with the way the Ducks shoot it, it will probably take them 2.5 periods to get some of that rust knocking off of it. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But it's a good game to get him out there and get him his confidence, continue to roll high.
Yes, and Philip asking about Martinez. We will get injury updates when they come back to town. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, Martinez, I think, went on the trip originally and then came back. I believe that's what happened, but yeah, there'll be practice Tuesday. We'll be able to. Yeah. I'm sure those are going to be two of the first questions asked of Luke on Tuesday. So tune in at 2:30 on Tuesday and get answers to those questions and more.
100%. And we got a super chat we got to get to before we do Who's Your Hawk. Up there from Bragi says Richardson said earlier in an interview that inconsistency is an issue. Do you think the amount of line changes that are happening are causing this? No.
Because you must not remember the Joel Quenneville era when line changes were not just guy goes from third line to first line and vice versa. It was everybody's on a new line every other game. No, you still have a lot of when he's been changing lines, it's been like one guy is removed from a line.
Yeah,
two of the three guys stay together. I don't think it's been the line changes. A, haven't been that many, and B, I don't think it's really causing the effect. Like it's the problems with the inconsistency is a team-wide issue. It doesn't have anything to do with who they're playing with.
Right. All right, Who's Your Hawk? Let's do it. I'm still winning, so I got to go last. I still got the best pick though.
I went first again. And I'm not going to Galaxy Brain it tonight. I'm picking Connor Bedard.
Okay.
Right. I said to hell with it. Jason Dickinson, he's due for a point or something, or maybe 6 block shots. Gets me a victory tonight. So, yeah.
I'm going with the obvious choice, Ryan Donato, who just should be the de facto first pick every week.
So he's your pick for the rest of the year? Is that what you're saying? You heard it.
Hey, if it keeps going the way it's going now,
mark it down.
Don't have to change
all-time Ryan Donato. Jay's got him. Hey. Let's see where you are at the end of the year.
How many points you get for grit and heart, my friend?
All of them, my friend.
Here's what I want tonight, aside from a win. And maybe I'm getting greedy.
Pizza?
Just a stress-free win.
Yeah.
How about like a 4-1?
That'd be nice.
I don't know if that's in the cards yet.
That'd be nice.
You are getting greedy, but yes, that would be fun.
Like
any win, I will accept.
Like at least a goal every period, and
3-0 lead after the first period.
Be wonderful.
And 10 shots before the 42 minute of the game mark.
Yeah. Get to
you're
double
asking way
digits,
too
yeah.
much.
All right, we'll talk to you as soon as the game wraps up right here on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.